Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Grille, the Tier 5 German SPG. This one's located on the south spawn of Prokhorovka and it's under the command of Major Nuisance. Well, you may know that Major Nuisance is actually my identity in another alter ego. Yes, I actually have quite a few accounts, but this is one of the other ones, one of the ones I don't play that regularly. Now, I've got a 15cm howitzer which is mounted on the turret of, or on the body, the hull of a Panzer 38T. Yes, it's the same hull that's used for the Hetzer, or the Jagdpanzer 38T as we might call it. But, well, they did build quite a few of the Grilles, 282 of them, and they had a 15cm howitzer mounted on them. And in fact, it was the same hull that they used for the Marder as well. So there was a lot of these vehicles built. And just depended on if it actually had either a 75mm gun or it had the 15cm howitzer as its main armament. Okay, well, enemy tank has been spotted over on the east side of the map, and it's a Panzer IV Aslains H, and he's making his way up towards the hill. Rounds out. I'm not sure I gave enough lead there, but the shell actually exploded just behind the Panzer IV, and you can see he's going through the fences on his way up the hill. Now, as this is a Prokhorovka map, normally the Arty would actually do fairly well over on the west side of the map. But in this battle, I suspect that I'll probably be better off staying close to the railway line, even though it usually can be a little more dangerous. Okay, Panzer IV rounds out again. Just over the top of him. I think I didn't get the aim bang on, but we just noticed the T150 as well, so I've marked him as my next target, and I'm now trying to track him as he moves up towards the hill. Notice I got a big reticule bloom there as the vehicle had to move. That can be a big problem with the Grille because it does have a fairly narrow arc. It's only got 10 degrees in total, 5 degrees either side of the centre line. Rounds out the T150. Yeah, I'm afraid that was a bit snap and I didn't get a good result. Standard reload time is 22.53 seconds. And my reload time is, I believe, just under the 20-second mark or thereabouts. You'll see, yep, 19.4. Rounds out from the Panzer IV. And it was near, very near. I might have stunned him, but my teammates up on the hill haven't actually moved up that much. And now they're going to see this T150 coming towards them, and that might give them a little hesitation. So I'm going to try and put a round onto the T150. Rounds out. Yep, got him. Direct hit, tracked him, and he burned his repair kit. And it looks like he fixed his tracks straight away, both of them. And unfortunately, the Panzer IV just took out our Cromwell B. Now that was the Fifi on our team, the leaf blower. He managed to get a shot into the T150, and I oblige him by giving him 110 damage assist because I managed to hit him for that much whilst he was tracked by the Fifi. See if I can put another one into him. Still following the T150. Oh! Well, the shell would have been close to him. Wouldn't have actually hit him. And I'm now following the Panzer IV Aslains H instead. But we lose sight of him. And in the meantime, I see this T-3485 who's holding back and using the riverbank for cover. So I might try to drop in around on him. No. Changed my mind. I'm going back to the hill. There's the Panzer IV. Rounds out. Both of us are trying to hit that Panzer IV. Yes, he's obviously rocking backwards and forwards on that particular spot. If you pick a spot and you watch the tank move backwards and forwards, that's a good indication if you've picked the right spot to actually get a shot on target. And yes, that was bang on target because he's out the game now. So you see, that's how you do it. You can actually see a tank moving backwards and forwards about this particular spot. You pick a spot where you think he's actually just moving backwards and forwards through that spot, and then you time the shot to actually hit him just when he gets spotted, just when you think it's right, and then you get a hit. VK3601H. Well, I got some splash. I only got 2 hit points of actual damage, but I got 157 splash assist off that one because he was stunned while he took another round. Okay, the enemy just lost. Well, the enemy lost the KV-1S, but we lost the T1 Heavy to their PP. Okay, so we're 3 down on the enemy at the moment. Not so good. I'm not feeling too hopeful on this one. You can see I picked the central spot right on the map to start with. I felt I would actually go close to the railway line, but I thought, well, maybe I'll stay central for the moment. Okay, we've got a DSPZ, Polish medium, dialing in. Rounds out. He tracked, but I did get some damage and I got some stun assist off that one as well. And he's out the game. Okay, we've got a VK3001H. It's a long way away, but it looks like he's been tracked and I'm almost loaded. I'm fully dialed in on this one. Rounds out straight away. Oh, I was the beneficiary there. A direct hit wiped him out, but I think the Fifi hit him just before I did. And that was the end of his game. So I've now got my 2nd kill of the game. Okay, T-3485 rounds out on him. I picked that bush. I thought that he might be there. And of course we got some stun. And we got some stun assist off that one as well. Only a little, only 153, but we're racking it up. Okay, we've managed to claw back a couple of tanks. We're now only 1 tank behind. And look, that T-34 went straight back to the same bush, and this time he's out the game because he got taken out by a Type 58. Now, you'll notice something. I'm moving. I'm getting the hell out of Dodge because we've got 2 enemy heavy tanks. Well, two enemy tanks, not 2 enemy heavy tanks. We've got an Excelsior and a T-3485. We've gone down the west side of the map. And unfortunately, our T-150 is not going to last very long. I tell the PP to get the hell out of there as well. He's sticking around, and I don't give much for his chances if he stays in that position, because he's the next one they're going to come after. So I'm actually going to motor as fast as I can up towards the village. If I stay on close to the far end of the map, I could actually be in a lot of danger. And we just spotted an Su-85, and he's near on the other side of the centre line, but he's near to the village. So I have to go over to this side to avoid any chance that he's going to spot me. Okay, we've also got a KV-2 now, and he's gone to the other side of the battlefield on the middle line. Okay, KV-2, let it settle in. We'll just follow him for the moment. He just took a round nearby. Rounds out. Yeah, direct hit. He's out the game. No problem with that one. Only needed a near miss actually to get him. And there goes the Su-85 taken out by our Fifi. But our Fifi's now in a lot of trouble because there's an Excelsior headed straight for him. And he's gone into the cap. But of course he will use his 75mm gun. And my first snap on the Excelsior to try and slow him down missed altogether, and I'm afraid we've just lost the PP, and now the Excelsior is capping. We've got 2 in the enemy cap at the other end of the map, so I'm fairly confident that we can win this if we can keep the cap going up the other end. Now my big worry is that some of the enemy tanks are up there and they're actually firing at our guys. In fact, we've got 2 enemies in the cap now, but one of them decided to decap. And now he's been replaced by a BK3002M. It looks like the T-34 has decided to return to the other end of the map, and I've now got a reset on the Excelsior. I picked up a fair number of defense points on the cap. I'm now going for the BK. See if I can get another reset. Rounds out. Oh, the shell zipped past him, but I did get some stun off that. And we've now only got 1 in the cap because the T-34 had to come out of the cap to kill the tank that was resetting them. So I'm now going for the VK, who probably doesn't realise there's still Nazi firing at them. And he takes another hit and a reset. And I get 43 cap points reduced. He's the only one capping. And the Type 58 up the other end is almost capped out. I might get one more shot before the end of the game. Oh, the barest minimum of damage and some more cap reductions, and we've capped out to win. And that's the end of the game. Now, you may have noticed this replay actually took place on the 7th of March, and that's when we had the replay storage problems. But what I actually did is I stored this replay in a folder and waited for the problems to be solved, and then uploaded it recently. And it seems to work on the Salty Jedi replay site, so at least we've got the results to actually have a look at. I managed to get a first-class tanker out of that game, as well as a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. I got 11 in total. And I also got a defender medal for resetting the cap and getting enough to get at least 70 defense points in the process. My win rate was 3,056, which is Super Unicum standard. And I was actually fairly lucky to actually move as far as I did from the cap so that I could get the resets and the enemy couldn't cap out in any way. Even if they got 2 in the cap, I was always going to be resetting them. If we look at the team scores, we can see that I didn't get the highest damage in the game. That went to the Panzerfear Fumpfear, who actually managed to get 3,337 hit points of damage. He picked up a Spartan, a Liver Slaves medal, a High Caliber, and a Confederate out of that game. The second highest damage turned out to be the T-3485M on the enemy team, who got 1,957. He left the cap to actually go north to try and get a reset. And it appears he was successful, but he got wiped out. He did get a Confederate medal out of the game anyway, so at least that's in his favour. And the third highest damage, well, that went to the VK3002M on the enemy team, who managed 1,855 hit points. When it came to kills, it was the Panzer Fumpfear. Yes, he got 4 kills out of that game. 3 kills went to myself and also to the VK3002M on the enemy team. And in third place, we've got joint third place. We've got the BDR G1B, the Type 58, and the Fifi on our team, who sadly should have moved but didn't. But he did get a kill whilst he didn't move, and the KV2 on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, the winner was that Panzer Fumpfear again. Yes, he got 2,064, but it is a rather OP tank. He did a lot of damage during that game, and a huge amount of damage. That's a very, very big score indeed. I did try and contact this guy and say, look, do you want to send me your replay? Because you might actually have a battle which would be worth watching. But he sadly didn't send one to me. 818 went to the BDR G1B, and 810 went to the T-3485M, with me getting 724 just behind. I fired 21 rounds in that game. I got 7 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations, funnily enough, but I did get 15 splashes. 1,023 hit points of damage, all of it done at more than 300 meters. I damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 3, so could have got a Confederate, but for the fact that one of the enemy tanks actually did get the Confederate, and he did 8 and 1. So there was a 7 difference between these guys, and his win rate was 3,129, which is actually very good. And that's why I didn't get it, because of course he got a 7 difference, I only got a 6 difference. So yes, he got much better than me, and that's why he got the Confederate medal. 756 hit points of stun assist off 12 stuns, and I actually got more than 100 defense points by resetting the cap. I also hit them repeatedly. Now, I earned 20,350 credits on a free-to-play account, because some of my accounts are free-to-play ones. 30,000 for completing a mission, 50,350 altogether, and after ammunition resupply, took away 39,745 credits profit. 724 base XP, times 2 for the first victory, 1,448 experience points altogether. It was good cooperation, because by moving to the position I actually did manage to move to, I did continue to get shots on the enemy and reset the cap and allowed our team to win. But it was also the cooperation between the Fifi and myself while we were attacking the tanks on the east side of the map. You notice that the enemy, or the Fifi shells, were hitting the enemy tanks, and I was then hitting them when they were stationary, and when the Fifi hit that VK3001H, I also hit him, and my shot killed the tank, and I got the kill So it does sometimes work out. You get good cooperation between different players on your team, and it can really work out well for both of you. It's nice to practice your game in some of the lower tier Arties. I like to go back to tiers 4, tier 5, and tier 6 every now and then, just to brush up on my skills and practice my Arty technique. So I think that's why, obviously, I'm using the one of my free-to-play accounts and playing a tank which doesn't have its third mark yet. Like, this Grille only has 2 marks of excellence. I'm still working on the third one. But yes, a little fun game from whilst we had a problem with the replays. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.